According to a newly report published by Colombian newspaper El Colombiano, some of the most powerful drug cartels in Colombia and especially in Mexico have sent emissaries in the Venezuelan-Colombian border to mediate in the drug war that started in January, and we reported here on Newsweek. As we reported, of course, in a previous episode on this channel, this war has been taking place in the border regions of the Apure in Venezuela and the Arauca here in Colombia between the ELN, Marxist guerrilla and terrorist group, along with the Venezuelan armed forces against a faction of Marxist guerrilla group and terrorist organization FARC. The war has been between these three parties, ELN along with the Venezuelan armed forces against FARC. So the war started after this faction of FARC essentially decided to take control of the drug routes in this location, in this border location. So far this armed conflict, this war have left nearly 200 deaths, 200 killings, creating a massive crisis that essentially prompted these drug cartels to mediate in the conflict. According to El Colombiano report, these drug cartels see this war as a massive threat to their criminal operations, given the fact that this armed conflict could severely affect their cultivation and especially their drug routes. We need to remember that these Mexican and Colombian cartels pay a significant amount of money to the Venezuelan regime, which essentially allow these cartels to have a little piece of the cake, to get a little grab of this business. So apparently the two drug cartels that feel most worried, that feel more worried in this armed conflict are Mexico's Cartel de Sinaloa and the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación. I mean, this situation, of course, has created also a lot of concerns among Colombian authorities, given the fact that these emissaries have been going to the Arauca through Colombian capital Bogota and this city Medellin. However, El Colombiano reported that Colombian authorities already have the names and identifications of these emissaries, but they have refused to provide it publicly, given the fact that this situation remains investigated. So apparently the message that these cartels provided to the Venezuelan armed forces, to the FARC and to the ELN is, and I'm quoting, "Stop this nonsense. There's enough money for everyone." This is the message that the Cartel de Sinaloa and the Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación send to these three parties that are fighting in the Venezuelan-Colombian border. So on the other hand, a pretty curious detail about this story is the fact that these emissaries they didn't move through Caracas to go to the Apure and of course the Arauca regions in Colombia and Venezuela border. The reason why they refused to make this happen is essentially because this would basically compromise their alliances with the socialist regime of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, because we need to remember that the Venezuelan regime has a pretty strong alliance with these cartel groups, not only in Colombia, but especially in Mexico. So, to prevent any kind of controversy, they have been making these trips through Colombia. Of course, the situation only reflects the horrible and grim scenario that drug trafficking creates in Latin America, which is currently being seen in this border region between Colombia and Venezuela. Reporting from Medellin, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.